There are over 600 legendary creatures and planeswalkers on Magic the Gathering Arena, and I am so crazy that I want to play them all in the Historic Brawl format. Some will be bad, some will be combo-tastic, some will be synergistic, and some will be tribalistic. Come on this journey with me as I attempt to play every single legendary creature in the MTG Arena Historic Brawl format. One last thing. I will let fate decide which deck I play. So all the cards will be put into a random number generator where we will decide which creature or planeswalker we will play in our deck. So let's make our way. Alright, Samut, the tested 4 mana, 4 loyalty planeswalker. Up to 1 target creature gains double strike until the end of turn. That's its +1. Samut, the tested, deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. And -7, search your library for up to 2 creatures and or planeswalker cards. Put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So, like, subscribe, notify. Patreon link in the description below if you want to support the channel. We are continuing our playing every legendary creature / planeswalker in a Historic Brawl, and Samut is this one. So we're aiming for trample, haste, flying kind of creatures. So we have Kargan Intimidator, it can give itself trample. Gruul Spellbreaker has trample, trample flying, can give itself trample, trample haste, flying haste, a trample, vigilance, reach. This creates a trample haste creature. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, has trample. This has trample. Haste, flying, kind of evasive. Trample. Vorinclex is like the ultimate. We can do that hopefully maybe in the next 3 or 4 matches. That would be cool. I've done it a few times in testing, and when you grab Craterhoof plus another hasty creature, the deck is game is pretty much over. Ravager Worm can give itself haste with its Riot. Craterhoof Behemoth wins the game, like I said, with Samut quite often. Ghalta is just a big creature that we can sacrifice with Minsk and Boo to deal 12 damage. A lot of these creatures are quite big, so attacking with double strike and then maybe throwing them, Minsk and Boo is quite good. We have some ways to give our creature trample and give them haste. We have Reckless Stormseeker. Garruk's Uprising gives trample. This gives haste. We Lucamina into her bear form, it gives all our creatures a little bit of a boost plus trample. Rhythm of the Wild gives all our non-token creatures Riot, which means we can make them 1/1 bigger, or we can give them haste. Goreclaw and Terror of Kalsizma makes it so that our big expensive power creatures cost 2 less, and when it attacks each creature with power 4 or greater, it gets +1/+1 against trample to the end of turn, so that helps with our double striking. Halana and Alana Partners makes things bigger and also gives them haste. Samut Tyrant Smasher, another Samut Planeswalker, gives our creatures haste and also makes them bigger in Scry 1. And then finally we have Embercleave here, which gives double strike and trample, so it can win the game kind of out of nowhere too. We got a bunch of supporting cast creatures, planeswalkers, instants, sorceries, and yeah, that's Samut the tested. Let's get into a few games. All right, game number 1 up against Katilda. We can keep this, sure. So Katilda, Dawnhart Prime, 2 mana 1/1, protection from werewolves. We have a few werewolves in the deck. Humans you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color of this creature's color, and you can pay 4 mana or 6 mana and tap it to put a 1/1 counter on each creature. We'll start with this. So there's a little bit of a there's a lot of synergy. This is a very synergistic style deck. Playing this out on turn 1, they'll have 3 mana next turn, so they're going to be going pretty wide pretty fast. Rest in pieces. Who hurt you? You just killed your flashback spell. I'm not playing with my graveyard. This braid that. They'll give it protection. Okay. You don't see God's willing every day. Nope. I really don't care too much about this card. That's a good one. They are going ham. All right, do we get key going? Do we get Hana and Alana going? Be nice to be able to start with the lands. I think I'm just gonna pop this. Alana plus Rada is quite powerful. Gold span next turn. I think we do this. Back for 5. Okay, so if they drew, they are officially out of cards, but they can start pumping stuff. Ooh, okay, okay. This is a Nambo with this. Sure. Populate. Yeah, that's gonna get real scary really quick. That can deal 14. I'm gonna do this. I put this here. Back with everything here. Hello. I'm just gonna do this now. Right, so you can gain a little bit of life. Then I have 12. I have a decent chunk of damage in there. Okay, gain your 5. Man, so much life gain. Here's what I think I need to do. Just need to keep killing stuff. Play this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This gets plus 6 plus 6, but they'll just chump. I do this. So we're gonna go. Do this. Feel like I need to do this to that. Okay. Here again. Three, 6, 9. Play a blocker. They can go to
I trust in your abilities.
So they go to 12. Seven, no blocks because it has trample. They go 13 plus 2. We just win with Samut. All right, Samut got us the victory there. Although I think that was more of a Hana and Alana victory. But on a game number 2, that was a good one. That did what I wanted to do. Yeah, this is definitely a keep. This will be good against the artifact-based deck. So up against Oswald Fiddlebender, 2 mana, 2/2. It has pay 1 white and tap it to sacrifice an artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value. Put it on the battlefield and shuffle your library. Activate only as a sorcery. So this is a very much a combo-esque deck. We will go search for that. I don't think we're gonna cast it. Yep. All right, so we do this. It's straight into this. Next turn we can do Samut. Really? All right, so we're going to Samut. +1 here.
I was trained for this.
This fights this. I think we yeah, we're just gonna do this. Next turn I want to line up the shot. We'll see what they do. They could have some kind of wrath, which would be bad for us. But then we can just drain them out with... there's part of the combo. I do think it's... this might just end it. That should do the trick. We do this here. That's Minsk and Boo. All attack. Then sacrifice our battle mammoth and win the game. All right, the deck is doing what it wants to do. We have played against that. Was pretty dirtily though. And Katilda is quite powerful though, so we got a good win there. All right, on to game number 3. Yet again, this is the keeper. All right, Tibalt or Valki, God of Lies, Tibalt Cosmic Imposter. Typically this is a control deck. But it really could be anything. It could be aggro with Tibalt Cosmic Imposter is kind of the top end. But typically it plays more as an aggressive style of deck. Yep, we'll do this. This. Next turn we can play Ubenwald Oddity. We'll play out this. Tap this. Leave that up. I would not be surprised if they had a removal spell here. They don't. They're gonna interrogate us. What did they find? Sure. Can we aggro this? This is really good for us. Yep. So this is 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. We'd be close if I'm not going to throw this quite yet. Too bad I can't give this haste. We're going to do this. We'll pay 2 life. Do I get greedy? There's nothing that blows up something this big without being single target. So I think what I'm gonna do is this. Yeah, we got there. All right, game number 4 coming up. All right, yeah, we're gonna keep this one. Warnclex, keepy. Up against Azusa, Lost but Seeking. Mono green ramp. Play all the lands, play the big spells. We might actually get to loop into this Vorinclex plus Samut. That could be how we win this one. Woo! Wowza. Hey, Goreclaw. Goreclaw is actually really good here. Alright, we're gonna do this into this. I think I'm just gonna play out the giant. All right, what you got? Please don't be a way to kill Vorinclex. Please don't be a way to kill Vorinclex. Please don't scoop. Sad man. Well, we were gonna do it. All right, on to game 5. One more. Bonus round. Here we go. It's a pretty good hand. We're gonna keep it. Up against Prosper, Tome-Bound. We'll start with Mountain. 4 mana, 1/4. It has Death Touch. So whenever at the beginning of your end step, you get to exile the top card of your library. Maybe discarding that land was a mistake. Guess we'll find out. So at the beginning of your end step, you exile the top card of your library. You can play it to your next turn. I guess we'll do this. And then when you cast a card from exile, you create a treasure token. If we don't draw a land here, always lucky. Mm-hmm. Gucci. What do I want from this? We are casting let's draw. All right, I think I'm going to I cut them off land. This here. We got there once more. All right, we're gonna do some post-game wrap-up stuff. Like, subscribe, notify. Patreon in the description below. Let's talk about the deck and then get another commander randomized. All right, Samut, Detested. Pretty fun deck. I think this is actually a pretty strong base deck for just any Gruul legendary creature. So I'm kind of, as I start playing more random different decks that I wouldn't normally play, you get to play things that you wouldn't normally play, like Quartz Wood Crasher doesn't really fit your typical Gruul deck, but the fact it has trample, you can give it double strike, and you get to make a whole bunch of extra stuff. It's really quite powerful. Tovalard by himself doesn't need to have a whole bunch of stuff. As a 3-mana 3/3 that draws you a card when it deals damage, and when it flips it becomes something of a nightmare. Is quite powerful. As we saw, ramp is key. Going first actually is quite good. I think we went first quite a few times in this set of games. So what you really could do, you could look at the trample creatures. I think especially in more so in green, like when you get up to the 4-mana, like this used to be in every one of my decks. Not so much anymore, but it could be in something like this. Lupine Harbinger is very good, trample and haste, so you can play it after you bring this down. I played quite a few of the big green trample creatures, like Workshop, War Chief. We're getting a bunch of new cool cards in the Dominaria United set. So a couple of really cool 5-drops in the green and some very powerful red creatures. So this deck might look a little bit different once we get the new set, but it is what it is for right now. There's cards from Dominaria that you think fit in this deck, put them in the description below. And if you watch this again when the next set comes out, let me know what you think. I'm not sure what the next set is after Dominaria, but as sets go on, these decks can be upgraded, changed, because new cards enter the format. So let us go and see what card we randomize and get to play next. Let's go and do that now. All right, 660 legendary creatures to go. And Dominaria hits, we're going to be adding quite a few more, so that number is going to go up. But for now, we have 660. We're going to hit the calculate button behind my big head here, and we will see what our next commander will be. 3, 2, 1, calculate. Working. Scroll. 611. pretty close to that. 611 is Victus Asmadi the Dire. All right, so let's, I hope I spelt that right. Control C, Control V. Let's get rid of this. See if it comes up. All right, Vivictus Asmadi the Dire. 6 mana, 6 loyal, 6 mana, 6/6 flyer. When it attacks, each player, for each player, choose target permanent that player controls. Those players sacrifice those permanents. Each player who sacrificed a permanent this way reveals the top card of their library, then puts it onto the battlefield. It's if it's a permanent card. So when it attacks, for each player, choose target permanent that player controls. Those players sacrifice those permanents. Each player who sacrificed a permanent this way reveals a top card of their library, then puts it onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card. That's tricky. That could be good for us. That could be bad for us. Let's make sure I got this right. Yes, I did get it right. All right, 611. Vivictus Asmadi the Dire. This is going to be an interesting one. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. Remember, like, subscribe, notify, hit that Patreon button if you want to support the channel. Until next time, bye for now.